Alright, so I was checking, and I forgot about this little detail. I can't use this until I get to level 60. So I can't just show it to you if it doesn't work. But I've seen it work, so don't worry. Fortunately, it can work. Once we finish up the quest line in the Ghostlands, I'll be able to show it to you.
State your business.
The springpaw that inhabit this region are known for their high-quality pelts. We've even seen night elf scum travel to these lands just to poach them. Our skirmishes with the Amani have put a bit of a strain on our supply of our supply of gear, and our rangers don't have much time to hunt for pelts anymore. If you'd be willing to lend a hand by collecting springpaw pelts, I'd be happy to reward you with a handcrafted piece of armor. You'll find springpaw stalkers all around the woods north of here.
Farewell.
By the way, just giving you guys that heads up, when we get to our, the next one I'm going to be doing is the Draenei starter zone, Azure Mist and Blood Mist, so I am going to be doing my Draenei voice. So, just giving you that heads up in case you want to know, or in case something like that bothers you.
The eternal sun guides us.
Oh my goodness. My nephew was sent into the Ghostlands a few days ago. He never mentioned anything about his task, except that it was of an extremely secret nature. He never returned, and I fear for the worst, Paladin. A missing messenger might not mean much to the Kael'thas Magisters of Silvermoon, but he's like a son to me. Please, will you look for him? That may be a quest to do later. It is worth noting that currently, once you reach level 10, it will encourage you to go to the Ghostlands, because the Ghostlands starts at level 10, basically, when it comes to the level scaling. I swear that I'm going to fireball someone if I get one more request from Lord Southoril concerning supplies for his party. Do I look like a party planner? Between you and me, that fool and his sycophants are living in denial that we are under attack here. Some of us are actually busy with, I don't know, defending what's left of Kael'thas. Paladin, would you please head over to Southoril's Haven and see if you can shut him up? It's just down the road to the west. Thank you for your help. While I get things back in order here, I'd like to ask you a favor. One of my former apprentices embarked on a very dangerous line of research. She journeyed to the East Sanctum in the middle of the Dead Scar. I worry for her well-being. See if you can find her and convince her to return to her senses.
Stay the
So,
course.
in case you didn't catch that one quest here, there's a lord here that is throwing a party during a time where they are literally fighting for survival. Which goes to show some of the decadence amongst the lords of the Blood Elves.
Do not loiter.
Don't take the safety of this village for granted. We're under siege by the Scourge on the east and the Wretched to the west. Ranger Serene keeps our borders safe from the undead that pour in from the Dead Scar. Follow the road eastwards out of town and see if you can lend her a hand.
The reckoning is at hand.
Anu Belore Delana.
A foul taint in the soil precedes the expansion of the Scourge into a new area. The protective runestones along the border with the Ghostlands have warded the land against this taint in the past. The westernmost runestone was destroyed during a Scourge attack, which forced us to burn the ground around it to prevent the taint from spreading. My sister, Lorena Riverwind, watches over the Scorched Grove. Go find her. She might have some work for you.
The reckoning is at hand.
Tons of quests in this area here.
Everything has a price.
Welcome, volunteer. We're running low on supplies here, but Silvermoon has promised us material assistance. That's where you come in. Take this list over to Skymaster Brightdawn. He'll have further instructions for you on how to best get up to Silvermoon City.
Shurelaran.
Anaria Shola.
Thank you for coming. Things are worse than we had anticipated. The Wretched have taken over Sunsail Anchorage in its entirety. Sunsail Anchorage has been overrun by wretched scum. As soon as we manage to get the reinforcements to the area, we'll show those thugs who's boss. In the meantime, you can help by showing them a bit of discipline. Go in there and show them that we are not to be trifled with. You'll find Sunsail Anchorage just to the west of Fairbreeze Village.
Remember the sun well.
Whew. We just picked up a large number of quests here. So yeah, this is the quest I was thinking of. There's usually always one quest that's like, hey, take the Flight Master, go to the city over there, and then fly back.
Victory lies ahead.
What's this? Ah, Sathiel wants you to head up to Silvermoon City and bring back her goods, huh? Well, sure, I can get you there quickly, for a small fee, of course. Paladin, for a very modest amount of coin, I can send you swiftly flying through the air on one of these magnificent beasts. And it's safer than walking there, I can assure you. When you arrive in Silvermoon City, seek out Sathrian Azradon in the Bazaar. Speak with me once you have decided that you're ready to brave the skies.
Death to all who oppose
Purchase
us.
a flight to Silvermoon
Remember
City.
the sun.
So, I was curious about some of the things available in Silvermoon, and I realized Silvermoon was made back in Burning Crusade and really has not been updated since, compared to some of the other capital cities. You know why? Because there's no transmog vendor in Silvermoon. Because it hasn't been updated since Burning Crusade. Really, transmog was not really a thing back in Burning Crusade. That wasn't really available until later. So, this will give me a chance to show you Silvermoon City. Horde territory. So if you entered here as an Alliance player, you'd be flagged for PvP and just completely, like, the guards would be like, get up! We also have 2 events going on at the time here. We have the Lunar Festival person. There's an Elder right there as well. And the Darkmoon Faire is going on. So... there's one of the mounts I used very early on, and when I first started playing. It's a very easy mount to get. You just gotta play a bit of Hearthstone, and it just awards you the mount. Alright, so we'll go over here to the Bazaar. I won't be able to show you off any mounts until we get to level 20. And in case you're wondering, how could I tell? Because you can go here and have certain townsfolk show up on your minimap here. And not one showed up on my minimap.
Choose wisely.
That's quite a list that you have there, friend. Let me take a look at that. What's this? Sathiel wants all of this? Did you bring anyone with you to help take it back? Well, it doesn't look as if you have a cart or a beast of burden with you. So I'd better send you back only with what you can carry. If you have spoken with Sky Master Brightdawn at Fairbreeze Village, then you should get this to Sathiel as soon as possible by flying back.
Stay the course.
Take these goods for final inspection to Sky Mistress Gloaming, just outside Silvermoon City's Shepherd Gate. Have to go around if you want to make sure you get yourself out of here. You'll notice statues of Kael'thas all around. This was an interesting time as well. Because I mentioned that this was also kind of during the time when, some of the Blood Elves here, including Lorthamar, were kind of just trying to survive here, while Kael'thas and some of the other Blood Elves were in Outland. Again, the Outland thing kind of comes into play later on for both the Blood Elf zone as well as the Draenei zone. There's even a point, I think, where in the Draenei zone, Velen will be like, "You must go to Outland and help our people." Something like that. We'll get there. That'll be the next zone we do, so we'll get there.
Anaria Shola.
Wow, that box of goods that you have there looks heavy. Do you want to load that up on one of my flying beauties? Back down to Fairbreeze Village in Eversong Woods, then? Sure, I can get you there fast. It all checks out as far as I can tell. So the question is, have you already spoken to Sky Master Brightdawn in Fairbreeze Village? If so, then this can be as simple as you just paying the small fare and quickly flying back. Let me know when you're ready.
The reckoning is at hand. Keep your wits about you.
Now, some of you that might be new to the game might be wondering, why are some of these characters all the way up at level 120? Well, that's because they are NPCs who are designed and prepared to deal with characters of the other faction who decide to take the time to PvP and kill NPCs. Probably, sometimes due to them just wanting to make other players just have a bad experience by killing the quest NPCs and make it where they can't actually turn quests in and such. Yeah, it gets...
Choose wisely.
You're back so soon? Well, that doesn't look like everything that I requested. Well, I guess if he said that the rest of it will be coming quickly over land, then I'll take him at his word. He certainly never failed to provide the goods in the past. Thank you, the Papaneeks. Here, take this coin. It's done nothing but jingle around in my pocket all day.
Salama Ashalinore.
Alright. We have a bit of going around to do here. We'll deal with that later, obviously. So, and you can see the categories. Like, these are, the ones for this zone. And then you've got this one over here. So, we'll get there. We'll get there. You can even see at the top there it says 10 to 60. So, that quest usually would not be available until you hit level 10. So, but because we recently did that, that's why it became available. Let's, Let's go talk to this guy. I really want to show you this, this guy. This decadent, uppity, snooty, snobby lord who, in a midst of time when these people are trying to survive, really manage their resources to try and actually survive, he's throwing a party. Yeah. Look at this. You'll see when we get here. Look at this. He's got all these party goers. He's got drinks, and he's got, requires a party invitation. He's got special reserves. He's got food, appetizers. He's got all these things in the midst of them having to try to survive. Yeah. A noble lord just wasting resources just simply to throw a party.
Untitled Chapter.
Ah, good Magic Stormstrider to finally respond to my simple requests. I should take up the matter of her attitude with the Regent Lord and Silvermoon. She's quite rude. Nothing for you to worry your little head over. Now that you're here, maybe I'll finally be able to get those party supplies that I've been waiting for. I like to throw parties, just a little something to celebrate the magnificence that is Kael'thas. But I'm in a bit of a bind. I need you to gather up more party supplies. From Vinemaster Suntouch at the Silvermoon City Inn, bring me a bottle of Suntouch Special Reserve. From Zaleen First Light at Farstrider Retreat, acquire more of those delicious spring paw appetizers. And you can pick up my delivery of fireworks from Hayless Stormstrider at Fairbreeze Village. Be quick about it. Will allow the bear full access to everything that the party at Sunthrill's Haven has to offer.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah. Volpira. Little surprise, but then again, once you make an allied race Volpira, you can pretty much go to any zone you want, so not surprised. Okay. Let's head on down here and start taking care of some of these thugs and hooligans, which are with the wretched. Just a reminder, it's kind of a part of the point here. You can see here. Templar's Verdict is so strong once you build it up. Enough holy power. Of course, once I get Divine Storm, it's so good for AoE damage. Ah, linen cloth. I played enough of Classic to know how coveted linen cloth was. I learned very quickly having lots of linen cloth and then being like, hey, is anyone doing tailoring? You know, because of course you wanted someone who had tailoring to be able to, who, you know, leveled up tailoring, I should say, and then provide them with cloth so they could be able to make some bags for you. Now, some would ask you to pay them for it, and some would do it just out of the kindness of their heart. I came across both during my time messing around with WoW Classic. And it was very nice coming across those people who did it just to help out another player. And I thought that was awesome. Alright, so we've taken care of the hooligans, and now let's take care of the thugs. Now you might be going, well, what's the difference? Well, probably nothing. Other than they're just labeled differently. Because, of course, like, you know, they would label them as either thugs or hooligans. Just gotta make sense.
I'm out of range.
I think there are some up this tower, if I recall. Yep. In fact, I think later on we're gonna get a quest to actually go up this tower. Uh-huh. I'm probably going to end up aggroing some of these things. It's alright, you can have that. I'm not interested in the hooligans. I just want the thugs.
I need to get closer.
Hey, level 11. You can't catch me. Ah, yeah, I think I recall this guy is part of a quest. There we go. That's all 5. Get out of here. I didn't want to have to take you down, but I suppose I have no choice. Alright, let's go ahead and whee! And then heal. And then whee! And then heal. It's one of the great things about playing as a paladin. Or just any other class that can be able to have their own heal, like a priest or a shaman, druid, monk. Scorched Grove. Ah! What are you doing driving on the fence, peon?
Sorry.
Anu Belore Delana.
Ah, my brother sent you? I do have a task that I could use assistance with. These are difficult times for us, Liadroniques. It was a very hard decision to burn the woods bordering the Ghostlands to prevent the Scourge's expansion. The Treants, who have been our friends for years, are now trying to foster the regrowth of the forest along the Scorched Grove. It's a painful thing to ask of you, but we have failed to convince our former allies to cease their endeavors. I need you to stop them by the only means that remains to us. Force.
Death to all who oppose us.
Yeah. I at least like that she made it clear that she hates having to ask me to do this. But she believes it's the only choice because it's that or let them basically cause the Scourge an opening to continue moving their way from the Ghostlands into Eversong, which cannot happen. Even though they've somewhat still are doing that with the Dead Scar, but that's extremely limited compared to what else could happen. And you'll see what I mean when we get down to the Ghostlands and you see Deathholm. Like, just imagine if when they finish, Deathholm is able to just kind of keep moving forward all the way to Silvermoon. That would be devastating. I just realized those spring paws are actually what I need to take down to get their pelts. So I just kind of went by it when that's actually what I'm supposed to be looking for here in this zone. My bad. There he is.
It's too far away. I don't have a target.
And of course he doesn't drop one. Don't you just love it when the things you need to drop just don't drop? I preferred those quests where it was a 100% guaranteed drop rate. It was like, oh, thank you.
I need to get closer.
That way I don't have to spend much more unnecessary time than I need to actually get what I need. Now that time he didn't even drop anything. He didn't drop anything. Now I'm sure some of you would look at this and go, look at how awful those graphics are. Look at that. Yeah, well, this was BC. And plus, let's be honest with ourselves, WoW has never exactly been a game that exemplifies top-notch graphical quality. That's one way I can probably put that. But we're not exactly looking at God of War 4 graphics here. I mean, after all, this game started 15 years ago. And this is the first expansion, which came out, I think, about 11 years ago or so, I want to say.
I'm out of range.
There we go.
It's too far away.
If you guys have ever wondered why I have not shown some of this on camera with some of my other WoW playthroughs, well, this is why. This isn't exactly, you know, fun to watch. This is basically part of the kind of boring, like, alright, go and get this and hope it drops, and, you know, you spend however much time is required in order to do this. So, yeah. And you'll notice it's because, look at how many different areas here are like, hey, you could find them here. You could find them here. So you're basically encouraged, alright, I need to go to these areas if I want to find more of them. That is, of course, unless other players have already gone there and gotten their share of the creatures they need to kill to get the quest items. So.
It's too far.
By the way, are we sure we want to have a party this close to some of these, spring paws? I would think the spring paws would be like, food! And I'm not talking about the appetizers on the tables. I'm just saying.
I'm out of range.
I'm sure there are some spring paws that would be like, I love the taste of blood elf in the morning.
I need to get closer. I need a target.
Nope. There we go. Got all 6. The party never ends. Gosh, I hate that guy. To make my way down there as well. So we can deal with those treants. It's gonna be a hard thing to do, though. Let's see. I believe it was this guy.
Victory lies ahead.
Let's see. Is it this guy I need to get the supplies from? No, it does not look like it. Although this does give you an opportunity to do this. It's like, alright. No, I don't care about getting the appearance of a green item.
Your gold is welcome here.
Nope.
Remember the Sunwell.
Ah, that's right, I forgot. You have to actually... Yeah, so you have to go to the Silvermoon City Inn. That's right, I forgot. And you have to go all the way to Forest Strider Retreat. And... Hallis Dawnstrider. Okay. For the fireworks. Okay, so this guy did have
Will
one of those.
persevere.
There we go. Alright. Alright, so now it shows that. Okay.
Keep your wits about
Alright.
Our enemies will fall.
You're back. Did you bring the pelts? These will do perfectly. Take this piece of armor as a reward. I'll be able to make more with the pelts that you brought me.
Shorel Oran.
Alright. Oh. They are having to defend against pillagers.
Baladash Malinor.
You're here to help us? Why didn't you say so earlier? We can always use a hand.
We will have justice.
We've experienced some marked increase in scourge attacks, the Angeneeks. Our defenses are barely holding, and there's no sign of reinforcements from Silvermoon City. Lend us a hand in defending the village by thinning the numbers of the undead roaming the Dead Scar nearby.
Salama Ashalinore.
Just in case you thought, oh, we already dealt with the Dead Scar. No, this is an ongoing, continuous thing. Ah, stuck.
Sorry.
I thought you were a better driver than this.
Me, not that kind of orc.
Peons.
I'm out of range.
If only I had a blackjack to get you back to work properly. Oh wait, that's the job of the orc in the orc starter zone. My mistake. Don't worry, I'll definitely show off that quest.
I need to get closer.
That's one of my favorite quests, and believe it or not, that's both in Cataclysm and in Vanilla. There we go. Whoops. Man, just look at how many leftover broken down meat wagons are here.
I'm out of range.
Of course, remember, in those missions, we did have to use them quite a bit. Just driving down the Dead Scar. You just look at how just hardly anything can actually grow here. Oh no! I'm surrounded! Whatever will I do? Heal. Right over there is where we enter the Ghostlands. But obviously we're not doing that just yet. We take down a couple more Dark Wraiths. And then we'll head over to the area over here where we have to take care of the Treants. As horrible as that's gonna be.
Strength and honor.
I hate that he's got the regular orc voice and not the peon voice. I would have loved it if he had the peon voice. Ooh. Oh, I forgot about this one.
Yes.
You remember those rune stones they mentioned that was kind of keeping them from being able to go from the Ghostlands into here? Ancient rune stones once powered a protective barrier across the Eversong border. Many were destroyed during Arthas' attack. Others were stolen. Of the 3 that remain, only this one has retained its powers. The rune stone to the east might be salvageable, though. Take this crystal and instill its energy on the eastern rune stone. The process should take but a minute. Beware, though. Nearby Scourge will be drawn to it and will seek to destroy it. Do not let them.
Shorel Aran.
We'll take care of that in a bit. First, we need to deal with these treants. Oh, I'm so sorry. But you've left us no choice.
I need to get closer.
So just a reminder. We have failed to convince our former allies to cease their endeavors. So it's not like they didn't try to talk them out of this. They did. And they just couldn't convince them.
I'm out of range.
Oh. It shows I literally chopped them in half. Oh. It's like I'm chopping down a tree. Oh my goodness.
I'm out of range.
I like that the quest is titled A Somber Task. No, 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 come on. Ah! Come on. The point was that was supposed to pull you all together.
I need to get closer. It's too far away. I need to target something first.
There's that runestone over there. And yeah, did you notice how large those runestones are? Note that the treants have become hostile to us, by the way. They're not yellow, they're red. White bark spirit. Nope, I can't heal him, even though he's low health.
Victory lies ahead.
So, it is done. Curse these times that have driven us to desperate measures, and curse our enemy, the Scourge. Learn this. Our lands must be protected no matter what the cost. We shall prevail.
We will have justice.
Hey, I have a taunt now. Yeah, just as a reminder, with the amount of talk about the Scourge here, this is obviously before the events of Wrath of the Lich King. So, yeah. And this is something that I noticed, and, well, I'll actually save that, what I was going to talk about when we get to our Forsaken, and the relevancy of that, the timing, and the difference between the classic version of the Undead starting zone and the Cataclysm starting zone. Oh, and by the way, in case you're curious about why I did the Blood Elves before the Draenei, no, it's not. It's not because of the Horde or over the Alliance. No, that has nothing to do with it. It's because that actually has something to do with what's going on in the Draenei starter zone, because we need to establish the difference between these Blood Elves here in Silvermoon and the Blood Elves who are working for Kael'thas in Burning Crusade. That comes into play when we get there. Yep, here they come. It's not energized yet. About 10 more seconds. There we go. Whoops. We'll deal with these in a bit. Let's go ahead and turn in this runestone quest, and then we'll cut it off.
What business have you?
Excellent. The defenses should hold off the Scourge a bit longer. Thank you for lending us a hand.
We will have justice.
Alright, so I think we will be heading over to work on this area when we return. Stay tuned.